Bang! Neeves Knives. I'm Jared, and today we're going to check out the new AM8 KAVOG, and we're also going to check out just a couple other MIGURON and AM8 knives here in 1 second. But this is the new KAVOG with a dowel blade shape in M390 steel, flat ground, perfect sharpening choil and plunge grind. This is exactly how it should be done. Beautiful micro milling on this titanium frame lock. T8 hardware all the way around, even on the clip. That's awesome. We do have a carbon fiber inlay, and the micro milling is very deep. I really like this micro milling. You can really feel it. Lots of texturing there. And then around the edges, you have it nicely chamfered. It's not a very large knife. It's more in the medium size range. I can get a full 4-finger grip back here and choke up, but it's not a super large knife. Now it has a front flipper. The jimping doesn't go up and all the way around. However, it's very pronounced, and the jimping is nice and sharp, and it lands exactly where you want it. You can do all the little tricks with it very easily too. The detent is extremely well tuned for all the deployments. So we have the reverse flick with a hole deployment that has this little angle right there in the hole, right where my finger lands, and it actually assists me a little bit, which I do like. So the reverse flick, fantastic. Even left-handed, I find that I can easily do it. So even left-handed people, I think you will be just fine with this one, even though the clip is not reversible. Thumb flick, just as good. Great access. I don't feel like it feels awkward in any way. So that's awesome, even with the slow roll. Now, because it does have such a pronounced front flipper, you might feel the front flipper go past your finger a little bit, but I mean, it hasn't bothered me a bit, so I don't feel like it gets in the way at all. But, you know, sometimes when you do have very tall front flippers, it can, you know, bump you a little bit, but it's fine. But extremely well done. Lots of milling on the inside. Great weight, great size, great blade shape for EDC. It's going to be able to do utility cuts really good, and you have a ton of leverage. You're going to be able to do push cuts, reverse grips. I mean, because the handle is so neutral, it is kind of slim and small though, so it's not going to be, you know, it's not going to feel like a brick in your hand at all. It's nice and comfortable and nice and slim and nice and small. Now, one little issue I have, which only one so far, I've only found one issue, and that is the lock bar right here. You can see how thin this lock bar is right there, and then you can see how this is flat on this side. Well, they did that with this chamfer, and what it winds up doing is this little edge is a little sharp. Not like it's going to cut me sharp, but it makes it feel tight. I wish they would have cut this back just a little bit farther to leave better access from the side, so I could disengage it this way and not have to pinch in there and try to fight that thin lock bar. It's not that big of a deal, but you know, it is so far it's the only issue, and it's not really that big of an issue, but it's the one nitpick I have. The detent is so good. The drop, it is on ceramic caged bearings, very smooth. I can tell it's going to break in very, very nicely. So the stop pin is a regular stop pin. Normally, I'm not a big fan of stop pins that land there, but it lands in the thickest point, and there's plenty of life to sharpen off the sharpening choil or off the edge, so no problems with that. And it also acts as the stop right there. Strong lockup, very, very solid, and I really like the sound of the way when it locks up. Securely locking up even with the slowest of slow rolls, so that's very awesome. You know, it's going to lock up very solid every time. And you can see they did a little cutout right there so that you can easily oil the bearings, and it's also going to take away some weight in the pivot, so it'll be nice and smooth on the drop. So let's check out a couple other ones really quick. So the one that it kind of reminds me of a little bit, one of my favorite MIGURON knives is the QUALITY. This QUALITY is such an amazing knife. I believe I have a full review on it. Either way, I do have videos on it. Amazing knife. Such a good knife. The inside milling, focus. You can see how it's textured inside there, and you can actually see it through these holes. Let's see if we can get this way. It looks really cool in there. Lots of milling. You have the carbon fiber covers there. The front flipper has the jimping extremely well done. It's all the way up and around the front flipper. The access to the lock bar is really good, nice and comfortable. Oh, I love this one. Now, the front flipper's a little tall, but I don't have an issue with it. Very comfortable in the hand. Pocket clip works fantastic. I have not tried this pocket clip yet, but I'm sure it'll be just fine. Now, you can see it is a little bit smaller than the QUALITY. Now, another one that I really like, this one is actually an S90V, and this one is the KAVOG. Super lightweight, an absolute guillotine. Probably the best front flipper I've tried, at least on my example. I mean, it's just so fidgety. The front flipper is extremely well done. They did the exact type of jimping you should do on a front flipper. Plenty of access, super comfortable. It does have a dual ground S90V blade. The micro milling is amazing, all milled out on the inside as well. So this thing is extremely lightweight, and as a primary front flipping knife, they knocked it out of the park because it doesn't have a second deployment option, but the front flipper works so good that it really doesn't matter. Next one, now this one's kind of new for me. This one is, what was the name of this one? Give me 1 second. I can't remember the name of this one. They might have taken this one off their site. Great knife, extremely comfortable, a little bit upswept. You have the reverse flicking hole. I had a couple little tiny issues, like some inlay problems, but maybe it just wasn't selling well. I'm not sure, but I can't find it on their site anymore, so they might have discontinued this one. However, we do have this one right here, which is the MORAD. This is a beefy knife that's extremely well done. The inlay protrudes just a little bit. So it pops up just a little bit, then you still have the micro milling. Clip works great. It's not a super deep carry clip, but it does work great. The action is amazing. It is a flipper only knife, but the flipper works great. Kind of a deleted flipper a little bit, but they cut this little part out right there, so it winds up working great. Great access to the lock bar, super smooth. Ergos are just amazing. But yeah, they do a really good job, and it seems like, the more models they come out with, just the better they get. I actually do have more than this, but this is just what I have pulled out at the moment. Oh wait, you know what? I got the Gladiator too. This was one I did a dual grind on, where I did a micro bevel on this, or a small bevel on this side, a really low angled edge on this side. Thumb stud action and flipper. Very neutral ergos, clip point or a straight clip point blade. A bit of a beefy knife. Same clip as this one right here. All of these are an M390 except for this one. This one is in the S90V. But there you guys go. Just a quick look at some of their knives, including their new knife, which is the smallest of all their knives so far. So yeah, very cool. Like I said, I really only have so far one small little tiny complaint, and that's not that, not that much, and it's something I could easily fix myself, or not fix, but make better. But anyways, there you guys go. I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.